Hey guys, what's up? This is a DOS 26 I did earlier today. This is also the first key that I did as of 9.2.5. So it was a great occasion for me to test out the new changes. This is also the key that brought me to rank 1. So I am currently the rank 1 Arcane Mage. Still very low on REO compared to top players, but hey, at least I got that. The plan here was to kill Woe with Bloodlust, and then go Ardenweald, kill the Ardenweald boss with Bloodlust, and then try to have the next lust for the dog pack. In this run, even though it was a pug run, we were on voice, so we could synchronize ourselves a bit better. Just the healer wasn't with us, but 3 DPS on the tank, we were all on voice. As you can see, I'm doing pretty much like decent damage here and a lot of funnel on the warlord. He died as fast as the other ads since I got a crit on it. For some reason, when I hover over the damage taken of mobs in my details, oh, you can see it there. You can see that I am that I was first damaged there. So yeah, we take Woe, we go into Ardenweald here. They also changed the icons for the relics on this patch. This with some other undocumented changes also appeared today. So some bugs in some dungeons like Halls and Tazavesh, but we're gonna get to those when we when we get there. So I used my my 1 minute and 30 second CDs there, and now I have my 45 seconds. This is great because this is 45 second CDs on this pool, and then on earn pool I have my big CDs again. I'm using 2 Arcane Explosions, Barrage, Orb and Barrage again, just because I want to funnel the Blade Horn, the Elder Horn, sorry. The rotation with 4 Arcane Explosions, Barrage and then Orb and then Barrage I think would do more damage here, but look at my damage compared to Warlocks and Hunters, it's negligible. So I'm just doing as much damage as I can to the Elder Horn so that all ads die pretty much at the same time. This is bursting however, so we have to be careful not to extend the stacks too much. Oh, I just saw that one of my friends just sent me a message during this run, but I hadn't noticed it before. I'm going to answer him afterwards.
You must pace yourself, child.
Yeah, so we extended the stacks here unfortunately, but it's only 5 stacks, so it doesn't kill us, and the healer can hold us a bit. This next pool is the earn pool. Yeah, so this is a pretty big pool. We were waiting for the patrol, the blade beaks, to walk in the middle there, so that the tank could pull them as well. This is a big pool into earn. Again here I'm trying to funnel the Elder Horn, that's why I did the same rotation as before, even though with the amount of ads that there are in this pool, I think the other rotation would do more. I just haven't thought about it before. Also pressing the 10% extra haste here because haste is so good in AoE, since I can do more Arcane Explosions, and Arcane Explosions, as you can see, tick for more than 9k or around 9k per target when it hits, so it does a lot of damage. If it's like, I don't know, I would say the Arcane Explosion did the most of the damage on my pool here. And you can see I was keeping up with the Hunter and the Warlock until, well, my CDs fell off, and theirs just don't stop, especially the Warlocks. They keep ramping and ramping and ramping and ramping. So yeah, here, my 45 second CDs came back up, but I'm not going to use them. I'm just waiting for the next pull. I'm trying to target the ads that have most HP here so that we can actually kill them somewhat at the same time, of course, considering there are also stacks, so we don't want to extend those. I shipped here this blade beak so that we don't extend. I didn't have any stacks because I blocked, but the other ones had like 4 or 5 stacks, so I didn't want them to die, so I shipped it for a while. That's alright, you see it still died really fast. Now we played this pack. We didn't play this after boss, just so we can gain time. So we're just waiting for the tank to pull it the safe way, because we didn't want to risk, you know, pulling the hatchlings here. Since we waited so long, my full CDs came back again, and there's an Elder Horn again, so I'm using my CDs well again to funnel the Elder Horn. I critted as well, so I can see it's dying like pretty fast. But I didn't watch out, and my orb actually ninja pulled there, as in front. On this route we also were not playing the warlord, so we had to play the dragon here for percent. We actually ended up playing the warlords and just improvising the route as we go, even though it was a 26.
Dude, look at my dips.
I used my 45 seconds there again since they came up really fast, and we had new ads who had enough HP for me to use it on them. And now my CDs, you know, are coming back in, well, 25 seconds ish, and that's about the time that we're gonna take to finish this and stabilize, and then it's dragon pull with some ads, so that's actually great for my funnel on the dragon. Using mirror images to not get aggro, trying to reduce the cooldown of my arcane power. As you can see, I also got a Pelagos proc, so I use literally all of my CDs here. But I still think I didn't get a crit. Yep, but that still did like a decent amount of damage on the matriarch, on Mitresh, I guess you could pronounce it. I haven't played this mob in a while. We had another DOS run where the fear of this mob fears the elemental of the shaman, and because the elemental has so much move speed, it went super far in like ninja pulls and other packs. That was really unfortunate. This fear right there, you don't have to be, you can see a lot of the ads are getting feared, a lot of the bronze of the hunter, the monk, and the shamans. And I have my 45 second CDs up again.
Fear incoming.
Here my pizza came actually, so I had to AFK for a while. Yeah, this was actually super fun. I've never seen how long I was AFK. Oh, that was actually pretty fast. Also, it's not like they really need me for this pull. They just have to focus a bit. I just helped when I came back. I had to AFK twice. First time to open the door, and second time to wait for the guy to arrive at my floor. I only used my 45 second CDs here, just because I want to have all of my CDs for pull one boss. So yeah, I'm holding my CDs for now, even though they will come up for next pull. I'm not going to use them. I also have Ruby up and everything. That's a good thing of having your tank in voice, is telling him, you know, when your CDs are coming back up. Yeah, right now, well, I had to take my pizza again. This was the second pizza AFK of the run. But yeah, hey, you know, shit happens, and this is only 26. Like, it's a pretty high key, but it's not like it's a 29, so having a few AFK moments here and there is not the worst thing ever, but of course I advise against it. We didn't take the ads on boss here, the 4 ads, we just took everything here, so we would make the boss easier. We have Bloodlust coming in 1 minute and 5 seconds, you can see it on the top left part of my screen, the amount of CRs and the Bloodlust timer exactly. As you can see, I'm literally not using anything here. I'm not even risking not having my my stacks, so I'm not consuming with them with my barrage. I just got the Pelagos buff. Maybe I should have waited a few seconds and maybe I could have gotten it for the boss pool, but I thought that the ads were gonna die too slowly, and I think I was right. See, like right now it would have faded anyways. So having it for 2 extra seconds wouldn't change anything. So here I pre-used mirror images. I used Ruby on this ad right now and just engage with my CDs.
This should prove entertaining.
I got a crit there with the funnel of the 3 relics, but the relic died in between, so we didn't get a random relic. That was actually perfect. As you can see, I engaged with a lot of DPS. We just had Bloodlust back right now, but to be honest, I didn't notice, so I just didn't press it. I should have pressed it, but it's not gonna change anything for the rest of the run. You're gonna see.
Find shelter.
I'm just trying to kill her so that I get my second set of CDs during Bloodlust as well, my 45 seconds. So I'm just holding the clear casting proc so I can get it during my Touch of the Magi window, as you can see.
Care to give this one a try?
Because like Arcane missiles do a lot of damage, they already did and they got buffed, so why not, you know, use the clear casting procs in the Touch of the Magi window. As you can see with her, my big CDs came up very fast. I blinked here. No, I didn't blink. I should have blinked to get my CDs off faster, but I had a debuff and I didn't want to die, so I just used my Invis as a 60% damage reduction for 3 seconds to be sure I don't die from the both fall damage and the debuff damage. I got a crit again there, so as you can see I'm absolutely blasting this boss. Actually, even the tank is doing a lot of damage here. 10k is pretty decent, but monks, you know, they have generally a lot of DPS in single target. And as you can see, my Ruby is gonna come up with my 45-second CDs here. I was hesitant as to using it or not. I decided to use it really late because I'm thinking we don't have anything to play after this, so we will walk for a lot of time, so it's gonna come back for the mask, and that's where I want to use it next. Basically, after this we go out of Ardenweald, we play the pack in front, which is G7 I believe. See, so I use Ruby there, so I got a crit again, and as you can see I'm doing 18k on this boss. Which is pretty good, like even if it's Fortified, this boss can still be very scary, and just having 1 DPS doing a lot of damage single target can help a lot. I'm doing little overall, especially since I AFK'd to take my pizza, but hey, I'm here for the single target and the funnel, so this is what I'm doing.
Now hurry back with the mojo.
Yeah, so what I was saying is I just used Ruby there, since right now we're coming back up to this pack. I'm going to CD it, so I'm going to press my Arcane Power because there's an so I'm gonna try to kill and then use my CDs and then use 4-5 seconds again and then have CDs again for mask. Because this pack usually lasts a lot of time, especially since we don't earn it, we want to earn the mask.
Me want them souls, Bon Sandy. Me want Rastakhan and all the others on the lorry.
Yeah, so I focused the relic a bit here. Why? Because if not, then my CD planning will not work and I wouldn't get CDs back for mask. I didn't manage to spell Steal the Buff. Somebody dispelled it before I could. I got a crit there, but I used it after my Radiant Spark debuff fell off the target, so I didn't have that much damage on it. Like it's basically safe. I used my Barrage without Radiant Spark because I used Radiant Spark too late. I didn't watch for when my Radiant Spark was gonna fall off this time. You can spell this buff to have 100% haste, and this is what I did here. As you can see, we killed and right now I'm using my 45 seconds again. Only single target on the Death Speaker because he has a lot of HP, and you know the AoE is gonna be carried anyways by the Hunter and the Warlock. And as you can see, my CDs are coming back in 20 seconds here for for the mask. However, the mask is super far, so we were discussing what to do here. I think we waited a lot of time. We wasted a lot of time here as well. So yeah, the plan was at first to earn and then link second and then immunities third. But since the mask was super far, we thought like, what, are we just gonna wait 40 seconds here until the mask comes? So no, we're gonna pull it. We're gonna link the first one, and then we're gonna use the urn. Just so we can pull it here. And I used all of my CDs. My mistake here, I didn't use your images, and I told the tank, careful, this shit is on me. I'm gonna get aggro in 3, 2, 1 now. Luckily I didn't crit, so I didn't do that much damage and the aggro wasn't stolen, especially since they buffed, you know, the tanking aggro. And the healer died there because he used Link way too late, but as you can see we're all kind of blasting this mask, so it's okay. The warlock can just stun it. As you can see, he stunned it with a great timer right after the cast started. So how, like, the channeling has to start and you have to stun it after, because if you stun it before the channel starts, before the rage starts, then it's going to cast rage instantly after he gets out of the urn. It doesn't cancel it. So right now the plan would have been at first to play the mask with the 5. Problem is we didn't have CDs since we all just used the CDs on the other mask, and then skip the warlords. So we just talked about it again for a bit, and what we managed to do is what we thought we would do is just use our 45 and 1 minutes here, and then use our big CDs for the mask. But as you can see, the mask's timer is super bad. We also wiped here, I think. I'm not sure. But this was a really scuffed run. We waited like in a lot of different spots. So we lost a lot of time for no reason, to be honest. We even had a lot of deaths at the end, you're going to see. DOS is a very long dungeon, and so few people accept to play with an Arcane Mage here, especially in Fortified, because there is so much AoE. That's why there are none, I think, DOS videos on my channel yet, just because I've done so few of them as Arcane, and so few of them are good. Even this one, look at my overall, it's like so low compared to the other ones. Using all my CDs here. Unfortunately, the rage casted instantly, and I wanted to try to finish my CDs, but I didn't manage to. Yeah, what we decided to do here is just cancel and not play that, just die, just reset. Not earn because we weren't there. I didn't use my CDs, so the mask couldn't die at all because we had no damage on it. So we were like, right, let's just reset, let's just play the damn warlords and then just go for the boss. Since we played the dragon and we will now also play the warlords, what we did is skip the dog pack. And I think that's actually amazing, because both the dragon and the warlords are much more easier to play than that damn dog pack, which can be great if you can manage it. But if you can't manage it, the dog pack is super hard. And that's a place where I've wiped more than a few dozens of times, to be honest. Yeah, so we were just talking about what to do. My CDs were not up, so yeah, we just we wanted to kill WoW here, so that we skip directly to the slimes. So I'm using my 45-second CDs here. The plan was to have my big CDs for the slimes, because even if it's just 3 ads, it's super hard to play. Sadly, I got a crit there, but I trolled because I didn't notice there was an AoE on me, so I died again. That was super bad gameplay of me. I really, that was really not good. And as you can see, since I'm not there, there's not a lot of funnel, there's a lot of AoE, so WoW will die, well, pretty fast, since I couldn't manage to finish even my 1 minute CDs. But as you can see, my 1 minute CDs are almost coming up again. I'm trying to, you know, do as much single target as I can to the warlords, so they will die first. So, you know, I'm just using my 45 seconds again here. However, I cannot stay in my rune of power because of the AoE. I still got a crit, so I'm still doing some damage, but it's as if I would have just used Radiant Spark and Touch of the Magi, since my rune of power, well, I couldn't stay in it. Always go like a bit to the left or the right of the rune of power after you cast it, but I didn't have time to there, I just had to press my buttons. So that if you go a bit to the right side and then there's an AoE on you, if you go again to the left side afterwards, you have enough time to... sorry, you have enough range on your rune of power to actually take it. We had like 15 seconds of woe here, and we had to go super far, so yeah, the plan was to skip this, as we said. I tried to press this super fast and we had 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. I didn't want to risk pulling here, so I just used my Mage Invis and used my big cities here. I didn't have my stacks up, so I had to do my stacks first. I even used potion here because this is a super scary pack. I used everything I had. I didn't... Oh, I did crit. Yeah, this pack is super scary in my opinion. I did the AoE rotation. Maybe I should have done the single target one, to be honest, but I'm still doing enough damage, as you can see. Maybe the single target one would have killed the oil faster, one of them at least. But luckily, you know, we managed this pretty well. We used all the CCs we had, all the kicks we had. We didn't coordinate our kicks that well, because even though we were on voice, nobody called for them. So we just kicked kind of randomly, but now since it's only 2 targets, it's kind of okay, you know. And now we have Bloodlust for boss. Sadly, as you can see on the timer, there are 21 minutes left, so we're only gonna get 2 Bloodlusts left, because we would have to Bloodlust now to have 3 more Bloodlusts. And well, you know, we want Bloodlust for the second boss of this boss. Since there are 2 bosses, we don't want it on Millhouse, we want it on the other one, which I forgot the name, his wife or whatever.
What have we here? That dusty old Loa has sent debt collectors already?
So here on this boss, what I like to do as Arcane is we want our CDs for the second one, right? So we're gonna use our 45 seconds here. However, with this start is super sketchy. I wiped a lot of times here. So what I'm gonna do is use my 45 seconds on on the Dismantler, to be sure that it dies pretty fast, because the tank is, you know, taking a lot of damage. So we stabilize. I blinked here to get the thing to soak this, so that the tank doesn't have to, and he has less chances to die. And you know, see, I'm still first DPS here, even though I focused just so we would be sure that we kill it. The warlock can soak there, that's absolutely great, because as a mage, you know, I'm really squishy. So right now, you know, the second boss comes. I'm using Ruby on this target just because I'm gonna get a bit more crit, because he is at 70% HP, or 62, sorry, instead of 100%. I'm praying to crit here, and I didn't, but that's okay. I still did like decent amount of damage to this boss in particular.
Behind boss.
This thing is super scary in Tyrannical, like it one-shots me. You cannot invis or block this, by the way. If you invis it or if you block it, the boss is not going to cast it on you anymore. I also didn't look at my dot there. I should have looked. Even though I was not on my CDs, it still would have been a damage increase.
Defensive.
So yeah, this is on me, and as you can see, I cannot invis, I cannot block. I'm just going to alter and use what I had. I cannot reactivate alter though, because I'm stunned. I'm just praying, you know, that I don't die. And the healer actually pre-casted some heals on me there, and that's what made me not die. And that was great. So, you know, using my 45 seconds again here. And then I'm gonna have my 2 minutes again for, sorry, my 1 minute and a half for the other boss. This is great for this boss Arcane, because you have your 45 seconds always for Millhouse. and melee is the name of the other boss, and you're at 1 minute and 30 seconds for melee. So just, you know, just use them on cooldown with the other boss. Just careful not to use them too early, because I think they come up a bit earlier. So right now, you see, I could use accidentally Radiant Spark, not knowing that this boss would go away, but since I know he goes away, I'm just waiting for the other one to come, and I'm CDing the other one. We also don't want to kill one of the two bosses much faster than the other one, because if not, if we kill the other boss, and this one has a lot of HP, we don't get the stun. So we cannot stun the boss when he does destruction and we die. And it's the same thing with this boss. If we kill this one and the other one has a lot of HP, we don't get the laser stun. So we couldn't stun the other one. I just used my CDs here, even though both have low HP, just because we have to walk so much until the mask. So you know, this ad has what, 20% HP. I'm just trying to get clear casting procs to consume them to reduce the cooldown of my arcane power. As you can see, I'm getting them, so right now my cooldown is 50 seconds, 47 now. And the time that we take to walk to the mask, well, I think I'm gonna get it back. That's what is in my mind, at least. Always remember to also kick the frostbolts on Millhouse, because they do a decent amount of damage to the tank.
True love. Now ain't that sweet? Don't be forgetting.
So yeah, the hunter died there, but since we activated the RP here, he can just release and he respawns right in front. I'm still a bit sick, so I'm sorry for always coughing and, you know, for my broken voice. I put a fist here, maybe I had time to eat, but you know, actually everybody was here and we were not tight on time a bit. Using everything here again. Potion, we didn't earn the last time when we failed, so that was good because we had earned for this. I didn't crit though, but I had funnel of the masks and that was actually great. However, here the stun was too early. It was half a second too early, so the spirit didn't cast. And he's going to cast instantly the rage here, see? I'm gonna get a lot of damage from this. I used alter time and then I reactivated it during the link. That's actually great because it heals everybody in the link. Not to full HP, but since we have shared HP, you know, my healing is just spread towards my allies. The monk said he had touch here, so we just trusted, we didn't use immune. And as you can see, even if I didn't crit, I did a lot of damage to that mask. That's why we are Arcane here, and that's why Arcane is actually good on DOS, for people that don't know. It does a lot of single target, it does a lot of funnel damage, so we can blast masks, boss, everything that, you know, other classes wouldn't want to do normally.
Shockwave.
As you can see, I have a lot of haste here, and I'm, you know, making use of it. I'm still doing a lot of damage, and this is only with my 45-second CDs. What I'm doing here is I'm targeting the Death Speaker, and when he casts the buff that I have to spell seal, I'm just targeting his target, so I can instantly spell seal it. I didn't do it this time, but as you can see, if you replay a bit the video, that's what I did on the other videos. On the other buffs.
Shockwave.
I just use Radiant Spark again here just to use CD. I didn't want to use my full CDs because I had them ready. And then, well, here's where it went bad again. I trolled because, well, the tank was like, well, Mage, you have CDs, Warlock, you have CDs, Hunter has CDs almost, and why not just do a very, very big pull? So we wanted to take the Hakkar with the 3 ads and just skip this. You can just skip this, by the way, just by walking to the left. You don't have to invis or anything. You can just hug left. And well, I pulled it. Sadly, it also pulled the other mobs, as you can see. So this was very hectic. He had to click the urn here. I used my 45 seconds in single, sorry, my 1 minute 30 CDs in single target here just to be sure that we kill the Hakkar faster. I didn't get a crit though, and my touch of the Magi was too far off the last target to hit it. It also got healed by the priest. That wasn't great, but you can ship this to interrupt the cast. It heals for a bit, but you can just reship it infinitely, so this is what I did to cancel the cast. There's a kick we didn't do as well here. Actually it was casting on the ad that we just killed. I was dying here, I don't know why, but I was actually scared of you know, maybe actually dying. Using my 45 seconds here now on the Hakkar, trying not to die off the cleaves of the other ads. I got a crit as well, which was pretty nice. The tank was struggling a bit, to be honest, and well, yeah, it's understandable seeing how many ads there are. I was telling them that I was focusing orange and that they should help me just a bit with orange because it's almost dead. And well, yeah, it died and we stabilized luckily, but this was still very, very hectic. We died a lot of times, so we lost a lot of time here. We have 11 minutes 30. We have time, but it's kind of close, as you can see. So I have my 1 minute 30s here, and I'm just going to use them. Just because I thought I want my 1 minute 30s for pull for boss, you know. So I'm not gonna use 1 minute 30s on the next pull. I'm only gonna use my 45 seconds, but the pool is much longer than 45 seconds. So I'm just going to, you know, use my 45 seconds when they come up on this next pool. This ad ninja pulled the next pack as well, so you know, we had to chain. Luckily, honestly, the people I played with here were really good. The hunter died a few, you know, extra times, but I mean, I fucked up as well. I ninja pulled as well. The way they were improvising and not giving up on the key was really nice to see off pugs, because you don't usually find pugs that have you know, that morale. So right now my 45 seconds are coming back up. I'm still using my single target here. Why? Because the Hakkar has much more HP than the other ads, and we just want everything to die as fast as possible so we can go Hakkar. As you can see, I'm just consuming my clear casting procs. Maybe I should have done my orb and barrage maybe a bit earlier, but you know, I did it when I did, and I think that's okay. Yeah, and so as you can see, my CDs are up right now for Hakkar. Everything is ready. I'm just advocating to be sure I'm full HP, and I told the tank that my ruby is ready, so I will ruby the last ad here to get as much crit as I can, and then you know, I'm just using it on this ad, blinking so that the ruby hits me later, and it hit me now, and I'm at 57% crit, and that's actually amazing. I had to engage.
I will live again.
We also got something random here, I think, because I critted and nobody focused her enough. We got woe, but again, that's not so bad because woe in woe on Hakkar is actually really good for the damage reduction and the walking. However, the shaman didn't have much mana, and that's what scared me a bit. Also, not having more CDs for me is not the best thing ever, so for me, you know, having having woe wasn't actually that good, especially since I didn't have my stacks here, so I couldn't CD. But I had a mana gem up, so I just used that, and I thought that this was enough, you know, for my 45 seconds, and then I was gonna have evocation ready for my next set of CDs, so I used everything I had here, trying to get as much damage into the touch of the Magi. Also, on this boss you have to focus the ads, but of course if you're just CDing and there's a touch of the Magi, it's gonna do a lot of damage to the ads. I'm not bloodlusting here since we only have one more bloodlust in the dungeon. We're just waiting to bloodlust after a shield that is really low. So we're going to bloodlust after the next shield, which is about 40% HP on the boss. And that was perfect. We actually talked about it with the people, you know, on voice. I just went on the other side of the boss here, so the son of Hakkar would go in melee. I just blocked this one for safety, and I was ready to bloodlust after this shield would end, which is right now. With Warlock CDs, as you can see, he has Infernal. I'm using even my Ruby. I have everything back up. I can't do anything to this ad, so I just asked the tank if he could do something, and he actually ringed it, this absolute gamer. As you can see, a new ad procced, I respawned, and right when it spawned, my Touch of the Magi exploded, so it did a lot of damage to him. As you can see, I'm doing 20k on this boss, which is great. And well, yeah, actually this was a pretty hard boss, but we're doing it, and we have 6 minutes 50 seconds left, and you know, we want to two-phase last boss. I don't know if that was a good choice, but hey, you're gonna see. I have my 45 seconds here, so since we're two-phasing, I don't need to use my full CDs on the mask. The way we plan to split is me and Hunter, and healer, tank, and warlock. The Hunter doesn't have to use all of his CDs, and if I only use my 45 seconds, even I can almost solo it. That's how big Arcane Mage on this last boss is. It's absolutely amazing. But I only used my my 45 seconds there. We got Vi here, accidentally. I didn't focus her at all, but you know, I got a crit, and those were my 45 seconds. We had to maximize damage as much as possible. I still had aggro on that High Priest. They both have the same amount of HP, so you know, the tank is just trying to stack them. Actually, I should have gotten melee there just so the interceptor doesn't jump to me, but you know, I just wanted to walk as fast as possible. I thought that 5 minutes is enough for this last boss. So you know, as you can see right now, we're advancing so that the Vi interceptor just comes towards us. I just wanted to do my stacks on him, that's all, and he was going to jump soon. I should have done my trinket, to be honest. Now I should have done my ruby on him, since now he's just going to jump backwards for no reason, and I also cannot see the way where he targets, so I was like, alright, let's just go, whatever, we have 5 minutes, we have to go. I just used my ruby on Ur Relic, and here I'm using my CDs. The Hunter didn't see the frontal there, so he just died to the frontal of Vi. That's alright, it's understandable, to be honest. I just asked that they CR him pretty fast. And also we had to kill the Dismantler. I think I could have used Rune of Power here with Radiant Spark on the Dismantler, to be honest, to kill it faster, but I didn't. I wanted to be sure that I have my 45 seconds for the boss. Also, don't have much mana. But the Ur is going to die soon. I think I should have done a bit more damage here, but I wasn't focused on that. I just didn't want to die like the Hunter just did. We had 3 CRs, soon 4, but still I didn't want to troll. I saw the HP of this ad and I was like, I'm not gonna use Touch of the Magi, like there's no point. Look at this, 400k HP. Like if we just Hunter CDs and me CDs 30 seconds, this is largely enough to kill it, especially since if I crit, you know, like I critted right now, and look at how easily this thing died.
You had better to pay attention, father of sleep.
So yeah, we killed this. We had 3 minutes and 25. I could fit maybe 3 more arcane powers here, but I can't use them on CD because I have to hold some CDs, like especially for the visage, for the mask. So you know, I'm just using them here. I'm not using my potion here. I'm waiting to use my potion after we kill the next set of masks to get it with my ruby. But luckily I got a random crit. That was, you know, really good. As you can see, the boss is missing 7% here. So each mask is reducing, I think, 10% maybe of the boss. and we have to, no, 20, sorry. So the masks that we kill are killing 20%, and we have to do 10% ourselves, and the boss, you know, he phases at 10%, and that's when the key stops. It's basically, we did half of the boss here in 2 minutes 30, so I'm thinking, oh, it's doable, you know, it's actually doable, especially since we have potion up. I mean, I have at least for the next set of phases. Since, you know, we killed it without Touch of the Magi, I just reused Touch of the Magi here, just to have more damage on the boss, to do more damage with my Arcane Missiles, and to have the mana regeneration from Touch of the Magi, because, you know, our 4 set gives us mana regeneration on Touch of the Magi. However, the Hunter died here again. I mean, you know, I'm not gonna say it's troll, because, I mean, shit just happens. But this was really unfortunate. Like, this made us lose a lot of time here. His 2 deaths. So basically, the lack of damage that he had on this boss fight. As you can see, we're still facing this. I trolled here, I got hit, and I blocked because I didn't want to die. I didn't want to troll and die like the Hunter. So, you know, we just killed it, just did this. I couldn't eat though, because we were not out of combat. But as you can see, all of my CDs come, and I have 2 more sets of CDs, 1 set of big CDs, 1 set of small CDs, 1 minute 15 seconds on the clock. So just using Ruby as fast as I can here, and as close as I can to the boss, because the Ruby buff, I'm going to gain it really late. I just got it, and I critted. That was nice. 140k crit, another crit, 150k Touch of the Magi. I'm just praying that this is enough. We have 45 seconds to do 3% of the boss. Travel time here is really long as well. Like, if you put a barrage down, the time the barrage hits the boss, well, sometimes your Radiant Spark will fade off before, so you have to try to get your CDs as fast as possible. That's why I'm trying to use them with the haste that we get from killing the masks. I move away from the AoEs there, and I'm using my 45-second CDs, 18 seconds left. And if I crit here, the boss would die or close, and I didn't crit. That made also my Touch of the Magi do much less damage. I would have done maybe 100 more K, I think. 1, and the key is over. And we finished it 2 seconds later. So unfortunately, you know, we were over by less than 2 seconds if it appears as 2 seconds, so 1 second overtime. This was unfortunate, you know, but well, we did what we could. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but at least this was the key that made me get world first, so I'm now again, as I said, rank 1. Thank you guys for watching. As you can see, the single target of Arcane is still really good, and I hope you enjoyed this video. See you on the next one.